So who are you and what did you do today?
Yes, my name is Factor, and I actually went to Top Cut for this second Swedish Master Championship.
Congrats.
Yes, I actually went top 8 last year with the RP Law, and this time I'm trying
Luffy.
Yes, I actually got this on my first box.
Let's go.
I saved money. I really grinded since the EB02 was released in preparation for the Swedish Championship. So I played all day on the sim, my theory crafting, what kind of decks I want to try, and the ratio. I'm gonna show you right there. We have the usual researcher. One of the key cards in this deck. You actually have to have 4 exactly. You can't really play without them, in my opinion. It's the usual searcher. If you can't get the sort of Euro, you can at least get this one and search for other cards. This card is Nico Robin. I actually tried to testing if you can play with like 2 or 3 or 4, but I actually came to the conclusion that 3 is a good amount. I don't really need to think more defensively on the deck. I also need to have a certain control because in the end she is also a bit of a searcher. Then I chose Husahashi. For the spoilers, I actually chose 9 2-key counters because I realized that I can handle to have more counters in hand. If I need any bricks, I can use a 0 counter. And what also helps with this in comparison to Fanoski is that you can also raw play it and then use a Dawn and for the leader effect, so there's no problem there. Then I have a playset of the other Usohachis. You know, in case of you have a good curve and you get like a minimal 8 Dawn, you can at least make a rest on an opponent's 5 cost or less character. So it's good to use it. And then in the same function as this Usohachi, you just raw play it, and use a Dawn, and release the effect. And then I used 4 Soro Euros. I was kind of unsure about how many I would choose because it has a really bad matchups against black, but I realized that having 4 Soro Euros is the most optimal against these bad matchups, especially Lucci or Bellobetti. Then it's the 4 Soro Euros, you know, the usual searchers. You can't have a deck of a green ability without it. And also another staple, you know, the key card for this deck is the Sunday Pudding. You can't really play a deck without 4 of them. You know the drill. And here is the other blocker, a 2-pick counter, Sandy. It has helped me a lot in my matches when I have less dawns than opponents. So I don't really need to think about having the Robin in case I don't have it. And here I was using 4 6 cost Luffy. I was actually trying to play with 3, but then I realized afterwards that I want to go more aggro, and if I go more aggro, I don't really need a second Usohashi, so I can just replace it with a 4th one. Now when I go to event, I chose 2 Gongon Get Gatling. Before I actually played 1, but then I realized that with the more bricks and the trigger, I can either choose to ramp or just replace a brick for a counter. Then I have 4 when you at sea. And just another searcher. It helps me to sort any cards that I don't really need for the match, but it also gives me a hit for the Gamma Knife. I actually had 2 Gamma Knives before, but then I chose to just replace one for the 0 cost. because in the end, if you use too many minus costs, then you have more trouble in your Dawn management. And then you have playset of Dawn Giants. It is another key card. You can't really play the deck without it. It helped me survive all my matches. Then I chose 3 Electric Luna. Funny enough, I actually haven't really used many of those cards when I really needed them, but in the end I won my matches anyway. And lastly, these are 4 stages. Another draw power helped me take control of my cost, especially during the bad matchups, so I can help survive, especially against Sandy Pudding.
Anything you would have changed with the list in hindsight?
Actually, no. I actually grinded a lot. Before I actually had 2 Gamma Knives, and before I actually had 2 Usohachis. Yesterday I actually tried playing with the 3 Ronin Zoro, but it was very bad against the bad matchups. I realized I really need the green Zoro when it could be searched. So I'm actually happy with this list for now.
Yeah, I appreciate you for doing the deck profile. But before we end this, do you have any last shout-outs?
Yes, I want to give a shout out to the Swedish community. It's good that we have a big interest in the card game for the last 2.5 years, I think. I also want to give shout outs to my players Eagle and Ridley, because we actually helped each other about the Green Purple Luffy deck listing. So I want to thank them for making me realize about the ratios. And I actually want to give a big shout out to the Skåne region for congratulations on winning the tournament. And I hope we can beat them next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.